Hey guys, welcome! Recently I have tested the super heavy armor in the Star Citizen Alpha 4.10 PTU. So in this video, I'm gonna give everyone a summary of everything that I have tested and know about this super heavy armor as well as the weapon attached to it. Usually when we talk about the super heavy armor, we always say SHA super heavy armor. And the SHA is composed of 4 pieces. The first piece is this armor itself, and this is under the undersuit category. It's not a core armor or leg or arm. It's all together, just like the Pembroke or the Novikov. It's under undersuit. So when you drag this armor away, it looks really funny, like that. Second piece is the helmet. Third piece is the backpack. And then the fourth piece is this weapon. So when we say the SHA, it includes the weapon as well. This weapon is called Vendetta HMG Heavy Machine Gun. The armor and the gun can be separated. You don't need this gun to use this super heavy armor, but you do need this super heavy armor to use this gun. Now I repeat again. You do not need the gun to use the super heavy armor, which means I can store this gun in my inventory right here. Oh, the inventory is quite buggy in the latest PTU, so drag this one in my inventory. Okay, looks like I cannot. So I'm gonna drag it on the floor. There we go. So you don't step it on it, don't push it in the ground, okay? So you don't need this gun to use another weapon. For example, a Demico. However, you cannot equip any other weapon on this backpack. So if I drag any weapon here, you cannot. So the only way for you to use another weapon is simply drag into your hand, like that. Basically, you can leave the heavy machine gun on the weapon slot right here and then grab another weapon to use. This is very important and very tactical because with another weapon, you can run pretty fast. You can also have the option to use the heavy machine gun if you want. When you use another weapon in combat, the super heavy armor will give you a good protection while you can still be doing a lot of combat, especially with LMG with a lot of ammo. In the cases you need to use a super heavy weapon, you do need to drop this gun in order to pull the HMG out. Another difference is that once you pull the HMG out, you cannot crouch and you cannot run. So I want to crouch, I cannot. I want to run, I cannot. So the only way is to move like this speed, like that, or firing this gun until you holster this gun, and now you can run, you can jump, you can crouch. However, if you grab another weapon, you don't have the restrictions. So you still can shoot while crouching, you can run, you can jump. You can do all that while having the super heavy armor protection when using this gun. The problem for this is you do not have a backpack storage. The only storage you have is the personal armor storage, which isn't a lot. We can place one med gun. It's already taken 62% of the storage. Now I have tested. You can use a med gun to heal yourself, but the way you do it is you have to leave the med gun in your inventory. Whenever you need it, you have to right click, equip, and then press B to give yourself the meds that you need. When you finish using it, if you simply pull your HMG, then you will drop this med gun or med pen, whatever is equipped in your hand. Now, to equip it, holster your HMG and you grab it. So what you need to do is hit I and then drag it into your inventory again, which is quite inconvenient. So this is another point that I have found out. The best way for the super heavy armor to heal yourself is not to use a med gun, but many med pens. So let's see how many med pens can we equip. Let's give it 20. Yeah, 20 med pens, but it's already taken 90% of your storage. However, during combat, you can always loot NPCs med pens most of the time. Using med pens, here is the benefit. So hit I, and now right click, carry. Quickly you carry the med pen, inject yourself. You don't have to go back to your inventory again. Now you can simply grab your gun and start shooting. Like that. And then when you're injured, hit I, right click, click carry. You automatically holster your HMG and then left click, heal yourself. Now the disadvantage of this is you can get BDL really quick. I'm already at 14%. So each injection will give you more than 7% of BDL. So you can inject yourself about 10 times before you went over that 75% BDL threshold. But super heavy armor is supposed to protect you, right? So that you do not have injuries more often. If you have heavy injuries, then you do need the special meds from the med gun to inject yourself. But with super heavy armor, you do not get injured easily. So all you need is a Hamazol, which is a med pen. Let's say we get 8 of them, so 36%. And now, along the way, I also want to pick up some other ammos. For example, I want to use the Demico. So here is how many you can carry. 1 mag of Demico, 2nd mag, 3rd mag, 4th mag, 5th mag. Wow, you can carry 5 mags of Demico. So energy weapon, the volume is less, only 480 micro SCU. But for AO3 sniper rifle, 610. And the shotgun is 610. So energy weapon tends to have lower volume, so you can put more mags in it. If I grab this Demico in my hand, so during normal combat, I can just use this gun and shoot. Once I finish my mag, I just automatically repull from my backpack. However, the repull bug is a problem. They haven't fixed that yet. So in many of my videos, I have the repull bug. It's really annoying, but it is what it is for now. So you repull it, you can fire another 100 rounds. So you can carry about 600 bullets for the Demico. If you really need the heavy machine gun, simply click it, and now you pull it, and then use this gun. Once you finish using it, you can go grab back your Demico and keep fighting normally. So a combined weapon tactics is really good for the super heavy armor, especially you're doing solo or with only a few supports around you. So you can support yourself with it. This is quite convenient. Or you can simply grab whatever weapon the enemy dropped and keep fighting and fighting. And by the way, you cannot equip on your leg anything else, which is quite, I don't know, how can you not be able to equip a med gun or some med pens around your leg or a multi-tool or something? But no, you cannot equip anything. Now let's take a look at the damage reduction for this armor. This is a super heavy armor. Damage reduction is at 90%. Temperature rating is -70 to 100 degrees. That's very good for planets such as Aberdeen to do a line and mine. Also, radiation protection is 26,800 REM, and radiation scrub rate is 146 REM per second. So this is equivalent of a heavy armor. This is the mother of heavy armor. You can see the radiation protection and radiation scrub rate are exactly the same, which means you can use this super heavy armor to do the Apex Valakar or whatever with radiations, but you cannot EVA with the super heavy armor, so that you cannot do the final part of the engineering wing in the ASD facility where you do have to EVA unless someone knock you out and tractor you. So it has restrictions but also benefits. Now another restriction is regarding the HMG, heavy machine gun. This gun, you can right click to focus your crosshair a little bit better, but I found out during combat that this gun is very short range, which means in short range this gun is super good, but look at the recoil and the spread. At long range it's really difficult. In your backpack, you have 4 mags. Each of these mags has 1,000 rounds. When you finish a mag, for example, I have 2,000 plus 289, so I'm gonna keep shooting. There we go. When you finish a mag, it will automatically eject with a loud sound, which is really cool. Boom! Like that, and your ammo is automatically reloaded. There is no delay for the ammo reloading. Basically, you can keep firing for 4,000 rounds continuously without stopping. Now, in the Ivakati patch, someone else can grab an ammo and reload for you, but in the current patch, you cannot do that. So, to reload this, someone else can carry this mag for you, but he or she has to drop it on the ground, and then you have to equip it on yourself. So click equipped. It's just very simple, very easy. You equipped it. So these 4 slots are the 4 mags in your backpack. You do not have extra mag slot anywhere around the suit. So the best you can carry is 4 mags. Or you can carry, I think, an extra one. If you drop some med pens, leave some more room for your armor, you can you can carry. Oops. I don't think I can, or inventory is bugged. Maybe this is not allowed. You have enough room, but I cannot carry the extra one. If you can carry just 1 extra one. Now, in terms of the ammo here, you can purchase it easily in the in-game store. So most of the places will have it. That is not a problem. The problem is supply this, because you cannot carry this on your own unless you get a small 1/8 SCU box to put some in there. So to make this super heavy armor effective, you do need a support. That support need to carry ammo for you, communicate with you, and heal you when you need healing. So you will be the tank for your team, and your team will be your healer and your supply. Together, you're almost invincible. This armor is especially effective when you do Siege of Orison. But one thing I need to warn you is at the last part, which is admin center. Like I said earlier, when you using the HMG, you cannot crouch and you cannot jump, you cannot run. So if you want to make certain jumps between containers to containers, be sure to holster this gun and jump over the containers. You can make a short jump. And if you do not holster your weapon, just simply walk straight, you can fall off a cliff very easily. You think that you're jumping with a gun, but when you realize that you cannot jump, it will be too late. So make sure to use the mobility of this super heavy armor by hosting the super heavy machine gun, and then jump or take cover, crouch, or run, or pick up another weapon to fight when you need a super heavy weapon, especially at close range, and use its power like that. And when the enemy is at long range, make sure to holster it, take cover, get around closer to the enemy, and then use this gun to mow them down. Now, a little more information about the super heavy armor regarding 4.10. This one is you can see the tigers on my suit. So this one is the Mandarin's edition. And the name for this one is called the BUL H4 Armor Stronghold. In the 4.10 Siege version, when you pass the final boss room, you can loot another set of armor, which is simply called BUL H4, not the Stronghold. The Stronghold is a Ninetale edition. So only with the BUL H4 armor set can you get a weaker one, which is a white super heavy armor. I showed it in one of my videos earlier. So far, I only know 2 ways to acquire a super heavy armor together with the HMG. One is through Siege version, and the second way to get this armor is the Pledge store. Last test. Can this super heavy armor destroy a light fighter? I have never tested, so let's find out together. Fire! Oh! Taking a while though. Not as fast as a railgun, but yeah, I can destroy the Gladius, a light fighter, with the super heavy armor. Taking so many bullets though. Eventually destroyed it. Alright, time for Mandarin. Let's go. Ah, Mandarin!